Welcome to Q's on the Move. My name is Brother Dr. Lorenzo Perlman, and I'm the Munu chapter of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, Vice Bossless, and advisor for Social Action, Fatherhood Initiative, and Mentoring Committee. Tonight's podcast will focus on the great work that Munu chapter is continuing to do in Montgomery County, Maryland, and throughout the 2nd District. My co-host this evening is Brother Jason Miller, Social Action Chairman of Munu chapter of Montgomery County, Maryland. I'm going to take a few minutes to give a brief overview of Munu chapter, a graduate chapter of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated in Montgomery County, Maryland, whose service work impacts citizens and students throughout Montgomery County, Maryland. Founded on May 23, 1970, Munu chapter of Montgomery County, Maryland has spent over 51 years providing community service to students and families of Montgomery County. Some of our key programs include Bridge Builder Mentor Program, George B. Thomas Senior Learning Academy, Achievement Week Program, and what you'll hear a little about later, the Talent Hunt Program. Thank you for joining us this evening, and I hope you enjoy our podcast. I'm going to turn the presentation over to my co-host, Brother Jason Miller.
Thank you, Brother Vice Bossless. So tonight, our first podcast segment is about Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated Health and Wellness Programs. We would like to welcome this evening Brother Timothy Woods, Munu Chapter's Health and Wellness Chairman. Thank you for joining us, Brother Woods. How are you doing this evening?
Well, thank you for having me. Not only yourself, Brother Miller, but Brother Perlman as well. Thank you for having me this evening.
All right, so let's get right into the conversation. Health and wellness is important to many people in this country and around the world. The COVID-19 pandemic has shown how critical it is for everyone to maintain their physical and mental health. Being that the month of March is National Nutrition Month, we thought it was important to share with our podcast listeners some valuable information on how to promote a healthy lifestyle. All right, so let's go into our first question with Brother Woods and briefly share with our podcast listeners a brief overview of National Nutrition Month.
So the month of March, which happens to be my favorite month because I was actually born in the 3rd month of the year, is actually National Nutrition Month. So it's been deemed as a national month that has been highlighted throughout the nation. And so what we're really encouraging, not only in this local area, but nationally, is to think about your nutrition. Everything starts with what you actually consume and put into your body. So the simple fact that when you wake up early in the morning, if you have the mindset of, I'm going to start my day off right by eating something nutritious, be it an apple, be it, fruits, vegetables, anything of that nature, it's your kickstart to your day. And not only are you starting off your day the right way, it leads into habit forming behaviors where you'll actually transform your mindset. So it's not only a daily venture, it turns into a weekly venture, thus a month venture, and a yearly venture. And it's going to give you the opportunity to actually focus on your health. And as you're doing that via nutritional intake, what you're going to do is create a mindset that will lead into just an overall healthy lifestyle that will encourage your physical activity as well, because what you're consuming, what you're putting into your body, that's going to be your octane. That's going to be your fuel that you're going to need to get through the day and to be able to maintain. So a few things I would like to touch on would be when we're talking about nutritional intake, let's get right down to the crux of it and really deal with, when we see those labels, what we're actually seeing. So low sodium, which you would be looking for is less than 150 milligrams per serving. That would equate to about 1,500 milligrams of sodium per day. That's the max limit that you should consume or look to put into your body. And as we all know, the quickest way to add sodium would be the additives such as salt, adding that. So if you can eliminate, your salt intake, that's going to be huge. No sugar added. Just look for labels that clearly highlight no sugar added to said products that you're actually going to be consuming. Whole grain items. You want to get at least 8 grams of whole grain items, I should say, into your body. Low fat, less than 3 grams per serving. So once again, you're going to be looking at per serving. So if you're thinking of it in the course of breakfast, lunch, dinner, just think of your servings. 3 grams per serving is what you would actually be looking at. Fiber items, 10% of your daily value. And then finally, organic items. And what you're really going to look for when you're consuming organic items would be that certification from the United States Department of Agriculture. There are a lot of gimmicky organic items that are on the market. What you really want to look for is to make sure that it is USDA certified.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing with us some of those key dietary guidelines to follow for embarking on a healthy lifestyle. So let me ask you this question. How can students and their families participate in National Nutrition Month?
So here at the MUNU chapter, we've actually been honored and blessed to be selected, I should say, to a national program. And the program is called the Well Prepared Program. As of right now, I believe it's going to be 5 chapters that are involved in the program. And hopefully it winds up growing and more chapters are involved. But when we're dealing directly with students, what we're thinking along the lines of is it has to be a community effort. And when I say that, it has to be not only the children, because we're going to be introducing the program and giving them an idea of the 5210 concept. And just to kind of surmise that, what you're looking at is your servings. You want to make sure that you're getting, the fruits and the vegetables. As I said before, the sugary items, the drinks that really wind up pushing your daily intake as far as your nutritional habits. Some of those drinks that you consume are the number one chief factors in not necessarily having the best or the most healthiest appetite, or not appetite, I should say, but what you're actually putting into your system. So you kind of want to think more along the lines, instead of grabbing that candy bar, grab an apple, supplementing it with something a little more healthier. And then as far as the parents, as I stated before, it's definitely a community effort where, for this program to work, the parents, they actually have to be involved as well with meal preparation and kind of thinking it out as far as, okay, what are we going to eat for breakfast? What are we going to send to school for you to eat? And then some of those alternatives, obviously, with school lunches, making those wise choices. So it's not going to be done immediately. Rome wasn't built in a day, so it takes time. But we truly feel that if the entire family gets involved in the nutritional habits of the children, we feel that it's going to evolve into overall healthier lifestyle. But what I would say the biggest thing is really staying away from those sugary drinks. That's going to be the hugest portion where a lot of these daily values, they kind of skyrocket.
Outstanding. I'm really looking forward to participating in this event.
Yeah.
Can you share with our listeners how the Well Prepared Education Program will be implemented through MUNU chapter?
Yeah, so what we're going to do is actually, we've been graced with the ability to partner with a school in Montgomery Village, Maryland, West Helena Elementary School. And we're just going to get right in there. At this time, I believe we've selected a 4th grade entire, I guess you would say, enrollment. So that would consist of 3 to 4 classes. And we're going to deliver it more as a assembly form for the children. And as far as the adults, or I should say the parents, we're going to do weekly or bi-weekly Zoom information gathering / delivery to the parents.
Outstanding. Brother Woods, I want to thank you for taking the time to share the important work you're doing with the Health and Wellness Committee of the MUNU chapter with our podcast listeners this evening. I wish you continued success with your health and wellness program at MUNU chapter and throughout Montgomery County, Maryland.
Absolutely. And thank you for having me.
All right. One more thing. So let's segue, or let's transition from the Well Prepared program and talked about this new project that you've been working on, the Adopt a Road project. For our next podcast segment, we'll continue to talk with Brother Woods, and he'll go on to discuss the community service work his health and wellness committee is doing in Montgomery County to improve the environment. So let's get into this conversation. Brother Woods, please provide our listeners with a brief history of the Adopt a Road or Adopt a Highway, program.
Oh wow! Well, this is something that is near and dear to my heart. Uh, as you see on all the major thoroughfares throughout Montgomery County, you see these Adopt a Road signs. So what I was able to do is do a lot of research on it, and the simple fact that the ecology of our county, of our state, is deteriorating just simply based off of pollution and littering. So as I did the research and I read about it, I thought that this would be an outstanding program for our chapter, just for the simple fact that we as Omega men getting out there and spearheading and being leaders in our community, what better way to not only show the youth of Montgomery County, but all generations that we're willing to get our hands a little dirty and go out and collect that roadside litter. We all know that littering is a finable offense, but our big thing is we want to get out there and clean up the community. And I think when we're out there wearing our purple and gold wood better sign to show that it's not beneath us to go out and clean up. So what we'll probably, or I shouldn't say probably, the actual concept is going to be 2 to 3 months. So I guess you would say quarterly, we'll do roadside cleanup. And the good thing with the Adopt a Road project, it kind of goes back to that old Marvin Gaye song, Mercy, Mercy Me. And it's really about ecology. If you really dig deep into that song, that's what he's talking about. He's spearheading and he's touching on some of those simple facts, like what's going on with our world. Well, what better way? We're going to get out there and do some cleaning up.
Outstanding. And for those who don't know, he's a DMV man. Anyway, continuing on. So we talked about some of the benefits. Are there any other benefits for the citizens of Montgomery County?
Well, I would say it kind of is twofold in the sense that, when you see strong Black males out there cleaning up, it really lets you know that, as minimal as it may seem, it's nothing more important than protecting our environment and to show that we as Black males, we support that effort. That would be, I guess, the first portion of it. And then the second portion is just the simple fact that, our overall environment, what is going into the waterways, it's actually affecting our communities health-wise. Pollution, you may think that when the streamways, they get clogged, it's not a big deal, but it takes its toll. And you think about years of littering and pollution, our ecology, our environment is suffering right now. So it's a small token or effort that we're attempting just with the road that we've adopted. But I would hope that as it continues, more organizations will see that even for Omega Men, we'll get out there and we'll help clean up.
I can't wait to get out there and tell you. Roll up and
Absolutely. I got the gloves ready.
What area, real quick, can you tell us what area of Montgomery County, Maryland will the MUNU Adopt a Highway program efforts serve?
Yeah, so we were fortunate enough actually to get our first choice. And I think some of that is based on the simple fact of the strong standing that MUNU has in Montgomery County. So that area is actually going to fall between a major thoroughfare on Belpre Road and Georgia Avenue. So if you can imagine Georgia Avenue where Belpre intersects, and it will conclude at the intersection of Connecticut Avenue. So we have that thoroughfare, and we are responsible for both sides of the roadway.
Outstanding. Well, Brother Woods, I want to thank you so much for providing us with this important update about the work the Brothers of MUNU chapter are doing to improve the environment and promote clean highways, as well as what we're doing in the Montgomery County area. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. So just to let you know, I have gloves, rakes, plenty of bags. So more than enough for everybody to come out there and get involved.
Most definitely.
Right.
Appreciate you. All right. So we're going to segue into our third segment of the podcast this evening and to focus on our upcoming annual Munu Talent Hunt competition. All right. Jumping right into it. This evening we have Brother Dr. Perlman, Munu Chapter Vice Bosselist, who will share with our podcast listeners information about the Munu Fraternity Incorporated Munu Chapter upcoming talent hunt, which will take place this Sunday. Good evening, Dr. Perlman.
All right, good evening. Thank you for having me.
Oh, wonderful. Appreciate you. Dr. Perlman, can you take a few minutes to share with our podcast listeners information about the history of the Omega Psi-Phi Incorporated Talent Hunt competition?
Yes, certainly. Yeah, the Omega Psi-Phi Fraternity Incorporated Talent Hunt was actually created in the fraternity's 6th district, which would include North Carolina and South Carolina, in 1945. And the first district talent hunt program was held in Charlotte, North Carolina on April 19th, 1946. The need for such a program was born out of the unequal opportunity afforded to some American youth to develop and give full expression to their talents. The talent hunt idea has become one of Omega's Psi-Phi fraternity's national projects, with all graduate chapters mandated to conduct an annual talent hunt program.
Outstanding. And is it only for the children of Munu members or Omega Psi-Phi members? Or let's ask this question: who can participate in the talent hunt competition from Montgomery County, and what are some of the competition categories?
Right, certainly. So for all local chapters, graduate chapters, the student participation is limited to the county in which that chapter is located. For example, Munu chapter is located in Montgomery County, Maryland. So any student who attends school in Montgomery County, whether it be public or private, is eligible to participate in our local talent hunt program, with the opportunity, if they win, to represent Montgomery County at the district level of the talent hunt program.
Outstanding. And if some of our youth in Montgomery County would like to participate in the Munu Chapter Talent Hunt program, who should they contact?
Yeah, and time is of the essence. We will have our talent hunt program this upcoming Sunday, but it's still time for students, if they're interested, to send an email to www.munuqs.org and state your interest, and someone will send you a reply email what you need to do to get signed up. And tomorrow, Wednesday, March 23rd, at midnight will be the close of any further student participation, signing up to participate in our annual talent hunt program. So please make sure you do that as soon as possible.
All right. And finally, when and where will the 2022 Munu Chapter Talent Hunt competition be held?
Certainly. And before I even let you know where it's going to be held, I do want to just interject something with regards to what type of categories are actually available to our students. And so when we talk about participation in the Talent Hunt program, it's open to the following forms of trained art. We have music, which includes vocal and instrumental, classical, semi-classical, gospel, and jazz. For interpretive movement to music, we have ballet, modern dance, and tap. For speech, we have poetry, monologue, etc. And finally, we have visual art. We have sculpture, photography, drawing, and painting. So we have several categories for students who participate and enjoy the arts to perform in our talent hunt program. And so getting back to your previous question, Brother Miller, this particular event will take place at Glen Echo, Maryland, 7300 MacArthur Boulevard, and it will be an outdoor venue. So it will be a very nice venue outdoors, and it will take place from 2 to 5 o'clock p.m. this Sunday.
Outstanding. Outstanding. Might have to go look in the closet and dust off those tap dancing shoes I got in there. Thank you, Brother Dr. Perlman, for providing us with this information on the upcoming talent hunt. All right. So next, for our fourth segment, we're going to segue into our fundraising event, our MUNU chapter Mardi Gras fundraiser. Let's quickly look at or give an overview of that event and how that went.
All right. So for all of our listeners out there, we have our annual Mardi Gras event each year. And the goal is to raise funds for the various programs that we serve throughout Montgomery County, especially when it comes to scholarships, providing scholarship money for our students. Now, this particular event had been canceled for 2 years in a row because of COVID. But I can say the event that was held last Friday, March 11th, was an extremely successful event. So we want to thank all of our patrons for coming out and supporting our annual Mardi Gras fundraiser campaign. And we look forward to another successful campaign next year.
Outstanding. Outstanding. And let me tell you, my fiance, she had an amazing time when she opened up that gift bag, and looked in there. Her face just lit up with what was inside that bag for the prizes for our wonderful wives. So we appreciate everything that was there. All right. So please share with the audience the amount of scholarship money that was raised from the Mardi Gras fundraising event and how the funds will benefit students and families in Montgomery County, Maryland.
And thank you. Yeah, I mean, we've had donations. We had patrons that purchased tickets, tables, donated money, and so we were able to raise over $41,000 that evening that will go back to serving the needs of students and families in Montgomery County, whether it be supporting our George B. Thomas Senior Learning Academy, whether it be supporting our Rudolph W. Snowden Memorial Scholarship Fund for students who are seeking admittance into historical Black colleges and university, whether it's supporting just the general public needs, such as food and shelter. So we are very proud of what we were able to accomplish last Friday. And again, we look forward to a continued partnership with the citizens of Montgomery County to support the work that we do within the DMV.
Outstanding. Thank you very much again, Brother Dr. Perlman, for sharing information of MUNU Chapter's premier fundraising event. We look forward to seeing all of MUNU Chapter supporters in attendance next year's Mardi Gras event. All right. We will now move to sharing several announcements before closing out tonight's program. I will turn the moderator over to Brother Dr. Perlman as he will give our past and upcoming fraternity events.
All right. Thank you, Brother Miller. Excellent job moderating tonight. And we had some important topics, especially around health and wellness that were shared. And we appreciate Brother Woods taking his time out as well to provide those updates for our podcast listeners. Just a few announcements as we close out our podcast this evening. This past Sunday, the Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, Corridor 1 within the 2nd District, had its annual memorial service. This was a memorial service dedicated to honoring the founders of the greatest fraternity in the world, the Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, and to memorialize those brothers who have entered Omega Chapter during the past year. So we want to thank Gamma Pi of Prince George's County for hosting this event. And we want to thank all of the brothers of MUNU Chapter who came out and made this particular event extremely, extremely special. So thank you again. The next announcement is relating to the upcoming 74th 2nd District Conference that will be held from April 28th through May 1st in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Each year, the 2nd District holds its annual conference to recognize brothers for their hard work, and also to hold the annual elections for many of our officer positions across the 2nd District. And so we encourage family and friends to come out to some of the events that will be held and that will be open to the public. A lot of workshops will be available for the general public, along with a little fun as well. As you know, the Qs like to have a little fun. So please come on out and join us on April 28th through May 1st. The final announcement for this evening deals with the fraternity's biannual Grand Conclave. This year, the 83rd Grand Conclave for Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated will be held from July 21st through July 26th in Charlotte, North Carolina. And so this is the big conference that I know everybody's been waiting for. So if you haven't gotten tickets already, please go on to the website, get tickets for many of the events that will be open to the public. And we look forward to seeing everyone down in Charlotte the weekend of July 21st through the 26th. All right, be out. All right, finally, we want to share some closing remarks for our podcast listeners this evening. We want to, again, we always do, thank you for joining this podcast segment of Qs on the Move. I hope you enjoyed it. The next Qs on the Move podcast segment will be held on Tuesday, April 26th at 8 o'clock p.m. So again, April 26th at 8 o'clock p.m. I would like to share with you this evening these final words. We encourage you to take good care of yourselves. You can help those around you by keeping your distance 6 feet apart. Continue to wear your mask and wash your hands to protect yourself and your loved ones and others during this unprecedented health crisis. Until next time, be the change you wish to see in the world. Be well and stay safe. Have a great evening.
Take care, everyone.
Good night.